Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today's video is all of the pages that I've managed to complete in September. I'm already saying October. In September I managed to do 8 in the end, which was really good considering I'd gone back to school, so back to work, and feeling really tired and just finding everything a real struggle. So I'm really pleased with what I have done. I'm back in the swing of things now, I think, and my colouring's picked up again, and also there's half term in October, so there should be more pages next month. So I kick-started the month with Colouring Heaven's collection, which is the Holly Hobby one. I've been desperately trying to find the Sarah Kay one, but you just can't get it anywhere. So if you remember last month, I did this little fella. Let me just move this light. There we go. I did this little fella and was really pleased with him. I actually did it in the magazine, which is new for me. That's the picture that I printed off the internet to copy. So this month I did the actual Holly Hobby picture. Here she is, and this is my inspiration picture. Well, the picture that I used to copy her with. Again, her boots came out too dark, but never mind. I'm really happy with how she did come out. I think she's beautiful. So let me tell you what I used. I used my alcohol markers. Now, I use the these ones, touch markers, if I can get it right, by Shinhan Art. I couldn't, there you go. I used, because these are refillable, you can buy refills for these. So, and the other thing on them, on the tip of them, they're so fine that you can get into delicate spaces with them. They're really cool. So that's the alcohol markers that I used. I used alcohol markers, I used Prismas, and I used my Artex paint markers to get the detailing in. And they just worked like a dream. Even the little flowers. And obviously a white, I think I use a white gel pen. Although I haven't said that, it might have just all been the Artex pens that I used. I haven't written that in my little diary. So I'm really pleased with how she came out, and I love this book. There are so many adorable pictures. These are the ones that I'm more drawn to, the sort of classic Holly Hobby pictures like these. I love them. So, but I'm really enjoying this book, and while I've got that enthusiasm for it, I might do another one next month too. So there she is. Let me just show you one more time and then we'll move on. There she is, my little Hobby Holly girl. Hobby Holly? Holly Hobby. God, I'm going nuts, people. Okay, so that was Colouring Heaven's Holly Hobby, which was a special. It wasn't a subscription one. And then as a Colour With Me on the channel, we did a double page spread in the Wonderful Seasons book by Hannah Carson. I've got to find it. I've done quite a lot in here now. This is wax paper for food. If you just put in Amazon wax paper, it will come up. So we did this page together. This is a 2-part Colour With Me on the channel if you want to have a go at recreating it. If I move my light back, I hope I don't blind you for a minute. I just want to show you before I get going. Can you pick up on all those? Look, even the little snail has glossy accents on his body. It's so cool. I love that stuff. And then, so yeah, what I'm trying to show you is all the stickles and the glitter, and yeah. So I hope that picked up. That's why I had my little lamp by the side of me, so I don't have to keep stressing, but it's creating a very bad shadow, so I'll turn it back round again. So in this Colour With Me, we used Prismas and for all the colouring, but as an undercoat, a base for everything, we used the Derwent pastel paints, which come in, I don't know if this is them. No, this is the Inktense ones, but they come in a little thing like this. We use those to do a base coat of everything. So I painted the mushrooms and the froggies. I'm trying to find it for you now. Painted the mushrooms and the froggies, and then went over with Prismas. I think this is it. It's got put in the top drawer. It's my favourite, one of my favourite paint sets. So Derwent pastel set. It's a bit of a mess because they're well loved and well used. Yeah, so we put a base down, so like I would have put a pale colour underneath the mushroom and then gone over it with the Prisma pencils. And then we used, it says we used the Artex paint markers too. So that might have been for the, I might have used a white gel pen. Obviously I've gone round the crystals with white gel pen. I would have used them for some detail and give a little bit of gravel to the path. I know I used I haven't written it down, which is a bit naughty, but I know I used a gel pen. In fact, I think, feeling it, it was a Jelly Roll glaze for the little blue squiggly bits and in the centre of the flower. Jelly Roll glaze is slightly raised and you get this gorgeous like shine to it. Then obviously, like I said, for the snail, on his body I used glossy accents, so he's slimy and shiny. Again, white outlines. And then the glittery stuff that you can see is my very, very favourite, which is Stickles Diamond. And the little froggy's necklace here is like a liquid pearls. What's it called? It's called Dovecraft 3D Pearl Effect. And you just squeeze it on and it like raises up and gives it a nice shimmer. So I was thrilled with how this page came out. I absolutely love it and I thoroughly enjoyed doing it with you. Yeah, I'm just really enjoying Hannah's work. All of a sudden it's like, I don't know, I've just sort of, I don't know, the pages just sort of seem to pop into my head how I want them to look, hence the purple mushrooms. But I'm thrilled with it, and I hope if you haven't seen it, go across and have a look and colour along with me, send me a picture, post it in Facebook or on Instagram and tag me. Yeah, it was a really, really enjoyable pencil sharpener. Really, really enjoyable colour along. I loved it. So that was Seasons by the wonderful Hannah Carlson. And then, I'm not quite sure what this book is called. There is a flip through on my channel if you want to go and have a look, a full flip through. I think it's Fairy Tales. I look here because sometimes there's English on the book, but there isn't in this case. That just says Fairy Ornament. I'm not sure. I think it's Fairy Tales, but that's the front cover. I got it from Amazon Japan. And I did this page of, I don't know what fairy tale this is meant to be, but again I'll just turn the light so you can see. I did everything just with a white outline and very plain, and then the fairy's got all the glitz and glamour. So I used Derwent pastel paints again. That would have been for the background and undercoat of things, and then I went over with Prismas again. I used Stickles Glossy Accents. No, I didn't. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I do apologise. Bear with me, folks. I haven't turned the page. God, dear, dear. I wonder about myself sometimes. I used Polychromos. I used Meaden paints, Posca paints and Jelly Roll. So I would have put my Meaden paints in as the base coat this time. Let me show you those. I love these paints. Again, they're well loved, but they're the colours you get. Really nice selection of watercolours. Very well loved. Love them. It's even got a skin tone. Again, Amazon. So like the colour with me, I did a base coat of watercolour and then went over with the Polychromos over the top. Then when that was all dry, I put white outline on certain things and then went to town with Stickly Goodness of the fairy. And I think she turned out beautiful. Even just put a few drops of spark. Sorry, I've just knocked you. Didn't mean to smash you there. Yeah, I even put a few drops so that she shines around her. A few drops of, did I say Posca pens? jelly roll, that'll have been jelly roll just to put a little bit of detailing in the path at the bottom. And again, I love this book. I think this is the second page I've done in here. The first one was the little girl on the swing, I think. Yeah, I did that one ages ago. But again, I love this book. Fallen back in love with Eerie. I sort of found my way with her. Really enjoyed doing the bricks on top of the castle and the base here. Even put a little ginger kitty peeping out here. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyable colouring. Very, very nice. So I've fallen back in love with Eerie, and especially this book. I don't have the third tale. You know, the I can't think what it's called. I'm not with it tonight, folks. What is it called? You'll all be screaming at me. Romantic Country, of course. I don't have the third tale, but I am thinking of getting that. I've brought us some Halloween books this month, so I can do some colouring with you, because of course it's spooky season. Anyway, I digress. I think it's called Fairy Tales by Eerie. So that was that one, and then I did my beloved Caroline Kubikowska. This book, the paper in here, I haven't found a pencil yet that doesn't work. And I did this page. I've been dying to do it, itching to do it, and kept putting it off. Now, I love it. I just love how it just pops. I'm going to move that. There we go. Move the lamp back out the way. There's no sparkle or shimmer on this page. It doesn't need it, I felt. And I used the beautiful paint that the wonderful and generous Cheryl sent me in that package. Senila paints, they are magic. They are beautiful. These are the colours that you get. And then you get this little flap to keep your paints nice. They're just gorgeous. They're very, very special watercolour paints, so I keep them for very, very special books. But yeah, that's them if you were interested. I think they're honey based, so more natural ingredients than synthetic things. But they're beautiful. So again, I did a watercolour base, and then I went over with... Oh, I went over with Black Widows with both these pages. I did some splattering on the background to keep up with Carolina's black splattering that she does. And that's it. I used a bit of Posca pen in the centre of this flower just to give it a little bit sort of speckled effect. Yeah, that's it. Black Widows, Posca pens, and my beautiful watercolour. Oh, no. Oh, only me, folks. I have got the cable for my light stuck in the wheel of my chair. What the heck? Right, just sit still, Lucy, before you electrify yourself. I'll sort it out in a minute, folks, I promise. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. But what a beautiful page. And this bright blue flower, I just love how that came out. The vividness of it. It's almost fluorescent. To me, anyway. I was very excited about that. And the purple one. Just beautiful. Just shows you what you can do with Black Widow pencils, really. I do love my Black Widows. So that is the wonderful work of Carolina Kubikowska in The Other Side of the Dream. And then in that beautiful package that Cheryl sent me, there was this book, Blackbird Song, by Anastasia Elikolda-Riva. Now, I'm not sure if her Etsy shop is back up and selling yet. She's a Russian artist, so as I understand it, she was having a break. But she could well be back up. So this is the first picture I will have coloured in this book. And I did this lady. Let me open the book out properly. So I gave her black hair. I put the gold beads in myself. And then on the fan, I used... which paints did I use? Calero, I think. The Starry Colours by Kuretake. And I just went over the whole entire pattern. with the gold paint, very, very lightly. I don't know if you can, there you go, that's better. And then I used a very pale grey Jelly Roll pen to bring out the detailing. You're probably just getting glared by that gorgeous metallic paint. And then on her dress, I did, what did I use? Oh, I did a base of my touch markers for the blue dress. I've got this gorgeous pale blue dress. Her skin was basted in a couple of the flowers, as you'll see. And then white Posca pen and just two very soft cold greys to give it that really delicate look, because what I wanted to pop was the fan and her gorgeous hair. And I think I did that. At one point I thought, you've wrecked it, that's it, you've ruined it, rip it out. But I do try to put it to one side now, and I've learnt over the years to put it to one side, step away, because often what I think is a disaster, when I come back I look at it and think, you're an idiot, there is nothing wrong with it. So I didn't do a background because of how temperamental I had felt about it. I thought it would be best just to leave her alone and, you know, quit while the going's good. And I'm really pleased with her, actually. I think she's really pretty, and that gold in her hair and on the fan, I think, has really lifted the image. But that's predominantly what I wanted, was this big black beautiful hair and then this fan that really reached you more than anything else, and I hope I've achieved that. So it was my touch markers, polychromos and prismas, Kuretake Starry Colours paint, which is the gold that you see, and then the very pale grey Jelly Roll, which is this one. And it's just a flat colour, it's not a sparkly one. Jelly Roll Moonlight, and it's a size 6. It's just a, so it's a flat one, it's not a metallic one. And I just thought it worked really well, actually, to give that fan detail without overdoing the picture. So I love it. I love this book. It's absolutely stunning, as are all of Anastasia Ellie Calder-Reever's images. So that was Blackbird Song. And then I did a page in The Wonderful Botanicum, and by Maria Troll. No, not that one. That was our Christmas page. I loved doing that. That was gorgeous. We did that last Christmas. Can't believe that's nearly a year ago. Yeah, I did this very pale, this very pastel-y. Let me come in a little bit. There we go. Tranquil Seal page. All my books are about to fall on me. And I really love how it's come out. I've got some, if I try and, there you go, tip it so you can see the silver fishies, like a little shoal of fish. So I used my Pablos for this page, and I kept the water and the seals very soft, the metallic-y fish obviously, but then made the seaweed bright just to sort of frame them so they were further back in the image. And I think that's come out. I'm really pleased with that, actually. I outlined the seals and took the black away. You have to excuse me a minute, I've just got to have a sip of drink. My lips are sticking to my teeth, I'm that thirsty. Oh, that's better, excuse me, I was thirsty. Yeah, yeah, so just, yeah, like I said, I outlined the seals. I partially outlined the little fish to take away some of the black, but leaving some of the black, if that makes sense, if I lift it up, so that it looked like they were sort of silver and black fishies, rather than just flat. And then I did the bright seaweed round them, like I say, to make it look like they were in the distance, not so in the foreground, which is pretty obvious if they're not in the distance, but you know me, folks. So yeah, so this was Pablo's acrylic paint pens and gel pens to create this. So the little fishes would have been silver. I think they are the I don't know, folks. My brain is dead. One of the silver gel pens. I know that's not much. Oh, I think it might have been the dual metallic hybrid ones, the hybrid one to do it. And then just left the rest quite flat, and I think it works really well. I love when you tip the book, you get that flash of silver from the shoal of fish. And I love my little seals, they're adorable. And the Pablos worked just beautifully for this colour scheme. And the paper in this book is quite smooth, so the Pablos really love a smooth paper. So I'm really pleased with that. So that was Botanicum by the wonderful Maria Troll. Let's come, oh no, I don't need to come out, I've got a tiny book now. And then I coloured Little Bunny's Book of Thoughts, which I haven't done since we did a colour along together. Julie sent me this when I was feeling really low, so it's a very precious book. And I coloured this little fella. Now of course my lighting's going to drown everything out because the background is very pastel-y. What did I use? Let me turn my page. I used the Arteza brush pens as we did a colour along. Yeah, it was this little bunny. Oh, I've done 3, so I did him there on my own, and then we did him as a colour with me on the channel, and then obviously I've done him, and I'm trying to use the same grey for him, and it's an Arteza, the Arteza real brush pens that I use. So I did the whole picture with the real brush pens, and then I went over with Pablos because they were out, and again this paper is quite smooth. I don't know if you can pick up on the clouds in the background, they're just very, very subtle because I want it to stay very true to the artist's work instead of trying to change it. I want that sketchy, this is what they look like, so I want that sketchy feel, that natural look to them. I don't want to overpower the artist's work, so I'm keeping it quite subtle. Yeah, so I just used the Arteza brush pen for him and the boat and the water, and then went over with the Pablos, and then I used my cloud stencil and a Pablo pencil and just very, very lightly put some wispy clouds in the background just to give it a bit of interest. And I haven't coloured the oar in. I've just noticed that, but actually I think that works quite well. And I might just leave it like that instead of going back in and colouring it. Yeah, and that was all there was to it. A little bit of white gel pen in the water, and on Bunny himself, his little nose and his eyes, and that is it. This is such a gorgeous book, and it's almost meditative when you do it, because now I've got the colour for Bunny. It's something you can colour that is really calm and enjoyable, but the most adorable pictures in here. He's a gorgeous little fella, and it's talking about when it's written for children that have anxiety. There is a full flip through of this on my channel. So this is Little Bunny's Book of Thoughts, Steve Smallman. And then finally, the last thing I finished colouring yesterday, because it's the first today, I did a page in Fragile World, which was something I'd started and then kept coming back to, because I just kept, I had this, because I was tired, I kept feeling like it wasn't good enough, and you know the drill with me. So I put it to one side like I did with the Anastasia Ali Caldereva page, and then came back to it bit by bit, and actually I'm thrilled with how he came out. I don't know what he's called. It's page, let me find out. I know he's some kind of bat. Page 33, I'm sure he is. He is a Philippine naked-backed fruit bat. Now, I didn't research him. I went in, put some paint down, and just enjoyed doing it. Nothing of what you see, I don't know what they actually look like, to be honest. I haven't looked them up, but nothing of what you see is researched. I just put the colours on the page that I wanted and what felt right at the time. Nice, simple, enjoyable image. And I used those beautiful paints again. I don't know, I'm not sure how you pronounce them. Senalier. I'm sorry if that's wrong, but those beautiful paints again as my base. And then went over with Prismas and a white Posca pen. That's it. Simple, very simple. So I did a jungly background and kept him super bright. I'm going to turn this stupid light off because I think we're done with. See if that's a bit better. There we go. I love him. Isn't he cute? Wow, it's not so cute with those great big teeth, is he? But yeah, I did the painted the whole thing in an undercoat. The background is all paint, and I just sort of dab it on. You probably see the little dab marks. I started with a lighter colour and then built it up and got darker towards the edge. So the jungly background, did an undercoat for the leaves and then prismed them, and the same with the berries. And I started with, I think those ones, whatever berries they are, and decided that I liked them and thought, actually I'm just going to unify the page with those purple berries instead of having lots of different colours. So if you'll see in them, there's red, there's purple and blue in each of these berries, and I think that was my intention initially, was to do all three colours, but I just loved how they came out and I thought, well, let's just keep it simple and enjoy it. And I thoroughly did. I really did enjoy it. It's a wonderful book and I've had hours of fun colouring in here. And, well, Kirby's Kirby, isn't he? You can't get much better than Kirby. That's the colour with me. When I did my, you know, I'm just saying that they are hours and hours of fun, and I cannot wait for his Alien book to come out. I'm so looking forward to getting my sticky fingers on that and playing, because it's Aliens, we'll be able to do it as ever we want, hopefully. So yeah, that was my final page for this month. I've started colouring in, oh gosh, where have I put it? Here. I started colouring today, but I had my little grandson round, so I've been busy. I started colouring in this gorgeous book, which is called Colouring Journey, The Enchanted Forest. Flip through on my channel of this, and I've started, it's not finished yet, but I've started this little page today, and this was done with Inktense and my Pastello pencil, so that will be finished. I shall show you that at the end of the month. I'm going to put a background and things in, but it goes a bit different, doesn't it, from my pastel-y page to my Kirby page. But yeah, so hopefully I'm back in the swing of things and won't have to sleep so much now. So I thank you so much for joining me, sticking with me and watching all the way through. As always, all your love and support, it means the world to me. When you are not physically fit and your hobby is your life, YouTube, my YouTube channel, other than my children and my grandchild, obviously my husband, it's all I do, work and YouTube. And you mean everything to me. When people say that, you know, you think, oh, cliche, but I really do mean it. It means the world to me. It keeps me going, this channel. So thank you for all your support and your love and your friendship and your messages and your pictures you send me. I love it. I really, really do. So I'm going to stop doing my whole mushy business. I've got a few new Halloween colouring books, so I thought we could do a colour along in one of those. We've got plenty. I've shown you plenty, and now I've got another 5 books. But we'll do a flip and a colour with me now I've done my finished pages. So I'll leave you alone and let you get to watch somebody else's video and stop listening to my incessant wittering. Alright, my lovely friends, until we see each other again really, really soon, take really good care of yourselves. Night night.